Andy Nickelson. When Andy Nickelson accepted a position at Damon Hurdle Jewelers, Quincy's downtown was the epicenter for shopping in the tri-state region. Little did Nickelson know that he would spend most of his career working to revitalize the popularity of what is now the historic Quincy Business District. Born September 1, 1934, and raised on a farm near Pana, Illinois, Nickelson joined Ken Dame and Dick Hurdle's family jewelry business in 1964. With Nickelson's enthusiasm and endless supply of ideas, the business quickly reached beyond the Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa market and drew clients from all over the country. Dame and Hurdle became one of the few independent retailers in the country that bought directly from gem cutters and mounted stones in their own designs. They carried Rolex watches, Lladró and Beam porcelain, and Mont Blanc pens. In 1980, Nickelson and his family finally purchased the store from its founders. Integrity, service, and fun were at the heart of their success.
Good service, good quality merchandise, and being there. He knows his business. I knew that his word was gold, and the people that he worked with and around knew that if he said something, it was true. And of course, the customers, they trusted us.
He lives by the philosophy, laugh a lot, and he does a lot of laughing. So, that's his philosophy. Laugh a lot, you'll live a long time.
At the same time as Quincy residential areas were developed on the east side of town, the center of community activity swung away from the central business district. Nickelson worked tirelessly with downtown Quincy organizations, the City of Quincy, and the Great River Economic Development Foundation to ensure that everything possible was being done to attract business and shoppers to the downtown area.
That's what I admire most about him, was his tireless energy and always coming up with this promotion, that promotion, bouncing it off our board down there. Some of them were kind of far out there, and some of them we may not have done, but at least he was a thinker and doing everything he could to always bring business down into the central business district. He's a promoter, he's a hustler. Andy is resilient, he always got a smile on his face, and the last thing he'd always say to me is, work hard and make money. He wasn't afraid to work.
And work he did. He was active in the Quincy Jaycees, Uptown Quincy Incorporated, the Quincy Area Chamber of Commerce, Great River Road Parkway, Friends of the Castle, the United Way of Adams County, and the Quincy Convention and Tourism Bureau. He served on the Adams County Fair Board for 7 years and was one of the co-founders of the Dogwood Festival. He has done much to promote literacy programs that address the educational needs of minorities and children living in poverty. And at one time he owned the Miss Quincy pageant to make scholarship opportunities available for young women in the Quincy area. He was active in starting a SCORE chapter in Quincy, a nonprofit organization dedicated to entrepreneur education. And he was appointed by the governor of Illinois to serve on the Small Business Advisory Committee to begin the incubator program in Quincy. The governor of Kentucky named him a Kentucky Colonel for his generosity in assisting a young girl with Down syndrome. And the Quincy Jaycees named him the 1979 Boss of the Year for his service work in promoting and improving Quincy as a place to live and work.
He just thought it was important to be involved, not just to promote the downtown, but to promote the entire town. He thought it was important to support the businesses in Quincy, the home-owned stores. And it was not something that he was doing just because it was good for business. It was good for the community. He tried to promote the community as much as the businesses.
Nickelson's greatest gift to his community came in 1994 with the opening of the Maine Center at 535 Main. The two-story structure offers almost 30,000 square feet of retail and office space and houses anchor stores Joseph A. Bank and Dame Hurdle & Company Jewelry Store. The project has been a major boost for the downtown area.
It's one thing to be a cheerleader of an organization, but it's another thing to make the financial commitment that he did to the central business district. He had to swallow hard to be able to make that kind of an investment, but it was a great thing for Quincy. And that has certainly been the cornerstone, I think, that has kept redevelopment going downtown.
Twice a widower, Nickelson and his wife Jeannie were married in 2005 and now live in Florida, where he continues to be active in his church and SCORE.
I admire his enthusiasm, his outlook on life. The family is very important to him, and his belief in God, and I admire the fact that he's not afraid to tell you what he thinks. He's got a great sense of humor, and he's a man of his word.
He's a fair man, a man of his means and influence. Could be prejudice, he could be selective, but he's a fair man. I've never sensed him looking down on anyone. I think he values people, and I think he gives people value. I think people feel valued in his presence.
Andy Nickelson is a rare gem for our business community.